Welcome to our basically second Google community group. Today we're going to be covering Notebook LM and Google Vids as requested at our previous networking meeting back in November last year. Also, we have a quick look at Patronum as well, which we wanted to show people that sort of technology because we thought that might be useful for people. And also some news from last month to do with Google Gemini AI. So we're going to start off with that. So earlier last week, Google announced via the Google blog sort of system is that basically if you're as a business using Google Workspace Business or you're using Google Enterprise, you'll be able to you'll get Gemini AI basically included at no additional basically added into your platform from now through till February as they're pushing it all through. But the only thing that make people need aware of, there will be a small increase in people's renewals for Google Workspace, and that increase for Google Workspace won't take place till your contract basically renews with Google. Now, this only affects Google Business for Workspace end users and organizations. It doesn't affect education. Education establishments are totally separate from the actual Google for Gemini to be included within Workspace. No doubt at some point later in the future that may happen, but at the moment, if education users want to have the full-blown enterprise Gemini experience, that is a purchase as an add-on to their current Google Workspace environment. So at the moment, businesses will start getting it free. Any business which actually acts Gemini in place at the moment as an add-on, that will be no longer be charged from the 31st of January this month, because you'll be getting it as part of your platform. So the last payment will get taken from your accounts or in your subscription will be this month. Then after that, there'll be no other charges as you get Gemini rolled out across your organization as part of your Google Workspace. Okay, so let's go straight on to our section about Google Vids. I'm just going to be sharing my screen now to Google Vids so people can see this. Here we go. Just confirming, Albert, people see my screen. Is that correct?
Just loading, so should let us know in a second.
There's a little bit of a time delay, isn't it? But yeah,
brilliant.
It's good for you. So we've got that. So we're just going to quickly show people some bits about Google Vids. So last month I mentioned, last session we mentioned that we was part of the tester program for the last 6 months of Google Vids. This is now available to everyone who's actually got access to Google Workspace and Google Drive. But when you open up Google Vids, you're basically presented with 4 different options to do that. So what I'm going to take people through is basically 4 different ways of how to actually create videos within Google Vids. So the first option on there is Help Me Create, and that is using Gemini AI to create basically a video which you can use as an FAQ or basically introduction, my first day at work type of video. It will create that for you, which is quite useful. The second option you have on there is using a template gallery. So you can create your own stuff from templates. And there's recordings, which allows you to do recordings of videos. So it's quite useful if you're doing the troubleshooting, trying to fix something or trying to explain to someone how to do something on the computer. You could basically do a recording and show someone this is how you do that, and then send that recording across to that person so they can see how you actually did that, or you're trying to replicate an error if you've got an issue with something to do with your computing systems and you need to get IT support or something like that. So you can create, this is what actually is happening, and you can save that. So we're going to show people that. And the fourth option you have on there is the traditional upload. So I will create some stuff already previously with the upload stuff. So I'll show you that just because it might take a bit of time uploading these videos. So we're going to do Help Me Create. And we're going to ask basically Gemini to create us a quick video on our first day at work. Create me a video of my first day at work using, I think it's at, sad document on here, my operation manual will be used for stuff here. So on here we're going to press next. And here it will basically give me an outline. Now I probably chose the wrong video, the wrong sort of document, because it is one of the larger documents that we actually have. But it creates me an outline. And then on here I'll go next. I can choose which type of template I want to use. So on this template here, I'm just going to choose the top one. and it gives me some options how it's going to look through. And I think, yeah, that's fine, because we can make changes to that once we're logged in, or once it's created for us. So I'm going to create a draft demo, and if I sprinkle this in Magic, it goes away and it will go and create a video for me. Now, Steve, when we was doing this the other day, it took around 10 to 20 seconds for doing some of these videos. And it's just using the power of Gemini AI and things like that. And this is obviously not available to everyone who's got Google Workspace. So hopefully Google takes a bit longer. There we go. So Google has basically created my first day at work using Google Vids. And on here, it's created a 2.5 minute video. And if I click on here, what do I press play at the top here so you can see what it looks like. And usually what Google Vids do, it will usually kick in with some music as well. So you can see it basically has created some basic sort of like video stuff, but actually we think actually it's not too right for us. We need to get it on point of our branding a little bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to come out of the video and we're going to actually look at how we can do some of the branding. So at the bottom here, this is your sort of like editing bar and things where you can actually put your different scenes and stuff in. I think that and move around and put the transitions, animations and things in. So what we're going to just do on here, we're going to look at basically use a thing called styles. And if I click on styles here, geez, up here, it says styles, and I'll basically customize styles. So on what happens then, the styles menu appears, and I've got these are the styles which it uses throughout the system or throughout the video. So what I'm going to do on here, I'm going to change the actual font, and I change it to Lato, what we use as a business. So we click Lato, and the backup font, I'm not sure we're going to let you use the Lato again, so you have to use a secondary font just in case. I'm just going to use Arial for the moment, and I'll press replace. What I'm also going to do is actually change the backgrounds stuff. So I want to use our blue, so 004.8. I'm going to replace color. Straight away, you can set to replace the color. I might want to use a different type of blue here. So let's have a look at options I've got. So I'll just go some variants of our current color. And I'm going to set a bit lighter over here. That's it, and replace that color. And you can see it's changed the actual color behind the actual images. Now, also should point out all the images and the videos, what Google Vids uses, it's literally they're freemium resources. So they're from Google's free resources to use. So they're literally not copyrighted. So the system can use that sort of stuff. So that's great. And as I go through, I can just check each of the scenes. Looks okay, but okay, I've got a green one there. And actually, I want that to be the same color as well. So I'm going to change that. 4.8. Press it right now. That replace color. Oh, couldn't read it. Sorry, my mistake. So I'm going to click on here. Color background, and I want to change that background color to what I think is. So here's the background here. I can change the text to actually be in the proper colors what I want. So I want to use white, for example. Here's white. Something like that. So that's the white thing. So as you go through your presentation or through the video, you can actually see it actually updates the colors to reflect what you want to do. And it's got basic end of day reflections option here. So the last page at the back here, what we can also do is actually obviously change that color there. So I don't want to use that. I want to use that blue background again. But this time I might want to put a graphic in now. So what I can do on this, I'll go to insert, and I can go obviously from stock media, and what have I got in here? What options are they giving me? So I can say search, so I can just say logo, see what comes up. There we go. We'll just put this logo in for the moment. So they'll put that logo in there, straighten up on the page. And what also can do on here, if I click on this button here, animation, it takes me to this section where I've got to do some photo effects. So I can choose breathe, and I can choose a loop duration for that. So I can say I was going to take 6 seconds for that loop. Where's breathe gone? Breathe. There's that. So do that for effect, breathe, and type in 6 just to make sure. Just do it. So do 6 in there like that. And what I can do then, if I just go back and I press play from here, we can just see how that's going to transition into this page. And you can see it's doing that little breathing sort of like animation. And that's like a simple video. So if I then go now to play the whole thing, it will load up the video with my changes, and it's based on the color scheme which I've actually put in the system as well. So you can see it just goes through, it's put my colors, it's put my text, and it uses some of the animations and things which we've obviously selected in there. If I scroll down to the end of the video, you can see it's basically got tomorrow's promise, and it creates some more stuff, and you've got our breathe logo sort of thing at the end, and it cuts that bit out. Things. Now, once that's actually done, and you think, oh, actually, I like that video, you then have the option to actually share that video with colleagues or people around your organizations. People can just share that video. If you've got your YouTube channel, you can just basically go to File, and you can go to basically Download, and it downloads an MP4, and you can upload the MP4 into YouTube or to whatever media you want to do. So if you want to do more enhancements and stuff, you can easily do that. You can export it to Google Drive. We export it to Google Drive. It basically creates a folder called Vid Exports, and inside there you can see the videos, what it put in there. So just for example, this is one we did earlier. This is how you open up, where we show you video, how to use basically a training video. So you can easily see how you can upload and still continue to use those MP4 sort of like video stuff. So that's the first thing of using the AI of doing that sort of stuff. The templates, we just go back and view, exit. If I go to new, I go make a new video. Again, when it loads up, I get the options, what do I want to use? This time I can choose templates. I can choose a template here. So I click that, and I can choose insert all scenes, insert selected scenes. So I could turn around and say, I only want to use insert selected scenes. Those 2 scenes are selected. So I think that's absolutely fine. And that's a short video, what that's created for me, 5 seconds. Nothing much more in that. And then I can add other scenes to this video, and I can do all the same sort of things, change the styles by going to insert, where's the styles? Scene and styles, customize styles, and you can see all the styles. So I can go and change the colors, the fonts and things again within that system. Also, what I can do, I can duplicate these slides by right clicking on a slide and go duplicate slides. And in the playhead, I can keep duplicating them and duplicate the slides. So I can actually put in more slides, but also importantly, what I can do, I can also split these slides as well. So it might be there's a bit in the middle I don't need, and I need to remove that. If I put my head there and I basically cross split head at playhead, to do that, it splits it as well. So that allows me to cut out video what I don't need in the middle to actually create the stuff what I want to do. So you can easily duplicate and split all the sort of like the basic stuff what you expect in a decent sort of video editor. So cloud-based editor works in Chrome devices, basically through a web browser, it just works and things, and it's part of your Google Workspace environment, stuff like that. So that's how you usually create templates, and you can add the same stuff but in if you want to create your own sort of stuff without using the Gemini AI sort of model for actually doing that. If I go to the next section, I am do another new video. Now this one is the useful video if you want to actually just create how to do sort of video. So the way you do this, you click on record and you just go to record now. And this basically comes up, it allows basically while visiting. It's like the normal security stuff you get on Chrome. And it's got obviously my picture of my face on here. I said, no, I don't want my face. I want to use basically my desktop. So audio and screen, because I'm trying to show people what the actual problem is. So I'm just going to go to Vid Exports and I'm going to share that screen. So I'm going to go share that screen. So now this is actually going to be recording this screen. So I'm going to click on this button here and go, yep, I'm going to record this, start recording. Gives me a little countdown, 1 to 10, and it records my audio. And this here is literally going to show people, you go to get access to your video exports by going to Google Drive, My Drive, video exports, and then whatever you've exported will be there. And then from that, I just press stop. And then basically from there, once I press stop, I go stop sharing. And video here, we can get dismiss that. There. I'll insert, sorry, press button, then press insert. And then you can see what I've created here. So if I press on the play button here, 10, and it records my audio. And this here is, and you can hear it's recording my audio, and it will show people how you actually use Google Drive for that. And I can actually save that, give it a name to save. I can press file, I can export it, download it as a file. I can also basically share this with individuals or share it with my support teams and stuff like that, so people can see that. Now, also what's important, what you can do with this, which is I think is a really good sort of feature, is that you can also go to version history on all the Google Vids. So if I click on show version history, I can see all the edits you may have made to that video you created. So I think that's quite useful to actually have, and it's also, it can be used. Now, one of the weak points of Google Vids, just to put it out there so people know about that, is that Google Vids audio management have actually updating audio and making amendment in audio. Things you can do in Premiere and things quite easily, is you can't really do that in Google Vids, not at this stage. But again, this is the first version of Google Vids, so expect this to improve as we go forward. And then the only other one I wanted to people make aware of was the one where you can upload an MP4 and actually do your own sort of video. And that's basically something I did earlier, which is that MP4 here. When I click on that, this is how you created a video. Good. I just created a video, and in that video that allowed basically people just to see what I've created. So I just downloaded a video from YouTube effectively and uploaded it into Google Vids, and then made some edits in Google Vids. It's really, very straightforward. And again, the way you just do that, just as a quick overview, is that you click on upload video, it'll ask you to browse your computer, and it looks for MP4s. And when it finds an MP4, it will just find that for you. So I think on my Google Drive, submit one here, and vid exports, here's my MP4. I click open on here, and it puts it in there. For that, I can also add shapes and stuff like that in there as well. So I'm just uploading the field out. So I can do the colors, and where's my shapes? Insert. Insert stock media. There we go. I can put that across in the backgrounds and stuff like that. So I can just make that a bit bigger, so you can see that, and arrange it. Send it to the back. Add my video, sit a little bit bigger over the top of that, and that's part of my scene. Now, if I just go and press play, yeah, this is how you open up Google Vids from Google Drive. You go to New, go to Google Vids, it opens up. Don't need to go any more than that, but that's how you can create and actually easily put Google Vids, upload MP4s and things, and again export it and stuff like that. So that's Google Vids. Quick overview in literally about sort of like 12 minutes for that sort of side of things. And I think that's quite a useful tool, which is available for people to use now. If you're not sure, obviously reach out to us and we can go through a bit more in depth and show you a few more of the sort of features. But it was something that was requested at our last session. We brought that forward so people can actually now sort of see a bit more on Google Vids and abilities, what you can actually do with that. Now, the second thing, which Google also released this month, is basically Notebook LM and Notebook LM Plus. And this is also quite a useful sort of tool. So Stephen Hayes has been using this sort of like tool. Again, this is only part of Gemini. So if you have a Gemini AI license, you'll get access to Notebook LM Plus. If you haven't got Gemini AI license, then obviously you need to purchase those. But as I mentioned earlier, if you're a business and you've got Google Workspace for business or enterprise, you will have access to this, if not now, but literally probably later this week and things is available. So Notebook LM and Plus literally links into Google using Gemini for creating stuff for us. So one of the things what we've done, which we've done already, could take a little bit of time, but if I open up our operation manual, which is what we did the video for earlier on, the way how this works is that we basically import resources, sources into here. So we have lots of sources, and then we can go and ask Gemini to go and actually raise questions about the resources or research on those resources, or we can ask questions on those resources. We can also basically put down notes about what we're trying to achieve and why we actually need it. And once we do that, we can then basically go up to this section here, audio, to actually load a conversation. So Gemini can actually read the document and actually tell us what it actually thinks of our document, or create a podcast, or basically use it for research notes. So when we're looking at this, we thought this is very useful for like for project management, where you can have a team of people work on this with the sources, and then Gemini to interrogate those resources and to summarize resources and to add notes to actually come together with, okay, oh, this is actually how it all works. So we've done it with our operation manual, and we work as a business. And from that, it basically created, I'm trying to find, Steve, where it actually put it on here now. Can you remember where it was? Is it load?
You need to load, yeah. I think we saved a copy as well.
Did we save a copy of it as well? Because we knew it was a bit of a download on there. Do you know why?
I think it's MP4, MP3.
MP3, was it?
Yeah.
MP3. Do shit down there, because that took a while, didn't it? I remember doing this, and it took a
quite a few minutes because it's reading the whole document.
Yeah, so let's release. I'll now put some stuff in here. Projects in there. I'll move this around, so we go to 2025. There as well. Because I know we had the video, didn't we? We had the audio and stuff for it. I thought it out. Yeah, it's saved it. So 57 minutes. So on it. So if we click this here.
All right. So today we're kind of switching things up a bit. We're ditching the usual tech headlines and doing a deep dive into a real company, Levett Consultancy. And get this, we've got their like whole operations manual. It's like having a backstage pass to how they actually make it all work.
Yeah. It really gives you this fascinating look at a company that's all about keeping technology simple, like how they actually, walk the walk. And it's really more than just tech. It gets into their whole culture, their approach to customers, even down to how they handle communications within the company.
So first things first, like what exactly is Levett Consultancy? They've got this Your Cloud strategy they talk about. What's that all about?
So Your Cloud, that's basically their bread and butter. It's like their guiding principle, their whole approach to helping clients transition to and then manage cloud solutions. Think of it as like a roadmap for going cloud. And Levett Consultancy, they're the expert guide.
So they're not just selling like...
So that's just a quick overview of what you can do, where you put your sources in, you basically provide the information to it, you ask the questions to it, and then from that, you can actually create a podcast or some sort of audio to that. But it's just one of those things that just helps go. And obviously, as this gets more and more involved, it'll probably become a better tool. So we're looking at using it more for our project management, but also looking at using it within our marketing sort of like tools and stuff like that as well. So I think it'll be quite a useful tool. It's a very short thing, sort of retired by time, but it's just a really short sort of thing. But if people want to know a bit more about Notebook LM and how that can work and how that can work in your organization, or you want us to cover our next session a bit more in depth, please reach out to us about that and be more than happy to do so. My last thing, which we wanted to sort of show today, again, another new, not a new tool, it's been around for a while, but it's basically been enhanced and it's doing a few more sort of things. So one of the questions we get asked quite a bit is that in emails, especially organizations, whether you're a large organization, small organization, and you want to make sure brand is on point, and you want to make sure that everyone in your organizations, when they're communicating externally, they're actually doing it with the right professionalism and making sure they've got the right details about how to contact you, the right company logos, that right sort of brand being on point of things. Key things for lots of organizations, whether you're a business or your public sector, school, so on, things for that. So in us as a business, we have this section here where you click on our compose in Gmail, and here everyone in the organization has the little signature at the bottom. And that signature here always has the logo, the person's name, what their role is, and basically where they work and who they are, things, and a phone number and stuff like that. So we have that as default. And the system we use for that is a system called Patronum. And in Patronum, just going to close that in the chat down there. And to access Patronum, we go to Google. There's an all things, so I choose my account to do. While getting in, so log in with our account on there, And then once we're in here, it tells you like all of our staff and things like that and stuff on it. But the thing is, what you do for the signature management, all we do is basically create a new policy by clicking on the plus sign here and give it a name, give it a description, and it creates a signature policy. I open up signature policies and I just go to signature. I create the signature, looks like that, just a bit of code, nothing major in it. If there's people who know a bit more about HTML and code and things, you can then go into source and you can actually tidy up a bit more sort of like graphics. Otherwise, people don't know too much about code. If they just want the easy way of doing things, you can easily add fields just by going to the relevant fields. So for personal fields, I can just add in first name, last name, email address. So for example, on here, I can actually put another field underneath and go personal and just basically put in work mobile, for example. So I could put that in there and I could just put in an M just to denote it's a work mobile. So I could just do that. And then from here, I can see what it looks like. I can go to update and then go to preview. So I could put that in there and I could just put in an M just to denote it's a work mobile. So I could just do that. And then from here, I can see what it looks like. I can go to update and then go to preview. Type someone's name in. So if I put allow in, yes, I've got mobile. The mobile one's there. But you can see the point. You can put the information in and it automatically populates the information. Problem is with the mobile, I haven't populated the mobile, so people don't really have their mobiles populated. But the company phone number actually is. So if it actually did like that, because it's got a blank spot, I'm going to change that out, press preview this time, put it in there as Chris, and you can actually see you've got Chris, you've got his logo, and you've got basically his name, his role, and basically how to contact him as well. And importantly, what also we could do, if you click on levettconsultancy.co.uk, it takes us to our website. I might take it so long. And again, if you press the logo, or the logo was not, but you go there, it basically will take us to our website and things. So you'll be able to see that in a second. There we go. Don't know why it's taking so long to say, but you go to our website just to prove that sort of thing. And once you do that, you then basically assign this to basically where you want it to actually go to. So the way you would do that is basically go to workflow, and under workflow, you click here and you just choose apply to organization units or to a group, and then it just applies out. So if you're basically an organization that has multiple different setups within Google Workspace, what you can do, you can have multiple signatures against different groups in your organization, and it's all managed from one sort of like platform here in this Patronum. Now, also what Patronum can actually also do, which we haven't really got time today, but you can see that it also covers onboard and offboarding policies. And that's basically, if you've got a new member of staff starting, you can actually you can add them to the system using onboarding policy, and it will start putting them into all the relevant groups and populating the relevant applications and licenses they need access to within your Google Workspace. So that's part of that. If though you've got a person who's leaving your organization and you've got their end date, you can make sure there's an offboarding policy in place, which goes on that end date. It literally will start removing those persons from your system and transferring their documents and calendar entries and things to whoever has taken over their role and things, or sign them to a line manager of some sort as well. So you do that. Also, what you can do as part of the offboarding policy is that there is an option within account settings that you can do emergency offboarding as well, and that allows you to basically choose a policy for an individual and do an emergency offboarding to enable your offboarding policy you've created to be done now, not on the start date and things. So you could do things quick and things like that. We've got no one who's leaving, and we've got the policy side to us, so obviously that's why it's blank and things within the system. So it's it's a nice, easy system to do, easily managed, and by logging in, you'll see like who's using the system and basically what's being used the most. So you can see some basic stuff as a business using that sort of like platform. So that's a quick sort of overview of Patronum as well. People interested in Patronum, please obviously reach out to us, and we'll either arrange a demo for you, go through a bit more details for it. But we do know it is priced very, very competitive. It is literally one of the most competitive email signature management and Google Workspace management solutions on the market. I should also mention it also has a key thing of some end user management, like for your staff, where you can do email delegate access and Google Drive delegate access as well. So if that person is no longer around or they're on annual leave or they're out of your business for a period of time, you can actually access their details and delegate them to a person who's covering it for them as well, without no loss of data and stuff within the system. So it does all that sort of stuff within the system. It's a nice, easy way of managing Google Workspace if you're not confident of using all the Google tools, what they provide and stuff like that. So that's available now. If you want to talk to us about it, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll basically arrange a demonstration. And I think it's 30-day free trial you also get for that as well. And then from there on, hopefully then you enjoy using Patronum in your business or organization. And thank you everyone for attending today and things. And anyone who couldn't make it and things, there obviously will be an on-demand video as well. We'll send out to the other people as well in the next few days. Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Right.
Thank you.